I don't know, it's almost like it's pushed so far into my subconscious, that fear, that I'm like, I just make crap up to do instead of it. I'm always like, I come in with the intention, I get in at 6 a.m. and I'm like, okay, 20 calls before start anything else. And then I have other calls scheduled throughout the day, and somehow I just have other crap to do. Yeah, I watched the video. I think it was a gal named Emily, or I forget. She was doing insurance stuff. I just watched that yesterday. And that kind of icky feeling that she was describing, I was like, I know what that feeling is. That is, it just is like a heart clench. It's sort of like I get small and I'm like, why do I feel small? I love my product. I love what my company does. I should not feel small when I'm doing this. I need to feel, big and be able to step into that power.
Why might you want to pick up the phone?
Um, because they're not looking for me. I have to go find my business.
Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being
Yeah.
you are ready to make some cold calls right now on this session. 1 being I'm not picking up the phone, no way. Where would you put yourself on that scale, 1 to 10?
I would say I'm like about a 7 right now. Like I'm almost there, but somehow I can't do it.
A 7. So I'm curious, why didn't you pick a lower number?
I think because I've already got my sort of blurb that I'm not set on, but I think is a good starting point.
Tell me more about
So,
that.
um, well, like you were talking about, kind of posing it as more of like, I want to share this info with you and see if I can offer you something, rather than this is all the stuff I have. What do you want from it?
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you did pick up the phone and you made some calls and that was successful. Um, what would happen to your business, do you think?
It would definitely grow if I got demos on the calendar, and if I got that kind of under my belt. I'm sure once that ball started rolling, it would snowball, and then I would most likely feel better
Like just that,
emotionally too.
yeah, talk to me about that emotionally. How would it?
Yeah, I mean, it would sort of allow, like, if I were to step into the authenticity of offering a valuable insight, rather than, here are my wares, after achieving that, would definitely boost like self-confidence and make me feel like my cup was a little fuller. It's just that thing is like your hand could be like an inch away from the phone, but somehow you're just not picking it up. It's like, I don't know, it's indescribable. I mean, the thing that not just from this interaction, but watching your channel and just kind of listening to you talk, somehow you're very disarming, and I think that is what I'm looking for. It's like level playing field, instead of coming from like, I'm this little guy asking this big guy, like, what can I do for you, what value can I bring to you? You somehow, it's like the inflection that you use and the tone of voice, um that really just completely disarms that whole feeling, and it's like we're old friends almost.
Talk to me a little bit about a person that your company has helped make a little happier.
We recently had a client that, I'm in email security. So we recently had a client who experienced a threat where this bad actor was sort of like, they were able to get into their, I think it was the CFO's, or maybe accountant's kind of space in their email. And they were able to change in OneDrive an invoice so that the banking routing information, when they were trying to close a deal, like sent the money to the bad actor. So that's a pretty common theme that happens. Like, this is a common thing that happens in this space. So with that particular customer, we were able to give them the protection that they needed so that all of those malicious threats were, you know, blocked before it even got into their email environment.
But what you did really well right there is you talked about a very specific before and after state. I call it the infomercial. This is what their
Mm.
life was like before, and this is
Hmm.
like their life is after. Now, this is what's interesting. Imagine, though, that there are other people out there that are experiencing this and just don't know what you know. I'm going to use an extreme
There
example.
are.
There are. And
Yeah.
so they would probably not want that. They'd probably not want their money being routed into someone else. Just like, and I'll use an extreme example. If you, God forbid, had a cancer and I had the cure and you didn't know about it, you'd be happy to take my call.
Mhm.
So it's almost like we're, in a sense, doing someone a disservice by not letting them be aware of some things that might be able to help them be happier.
I like that shift in approach. I haven't thought about it before. It seems so simple now that you said it, but just shifting, like not like you need me, but you know, thinking of it in the fact of like what can I help them with and what can I help them kind of stay away from in terms of losses.
Now let's talk about how to make the cold call. Because one
Okay.
of the things that, and let's just role play it first to see how you do it. You would do it.
Okay.
Then I'll make some suggestions. So, hi, this is Josh.
Hey Josh, this is Tegan calling from Proofpoint. How's it going?
Good, Tegan.
Good. That's great to hear. I know I'm interrupting you. I'll be quick. I wanted to share with you some interesting things about the threat landscape that might change the way you think about email security. I want to learn if it's possible to get email security outcomes for your organization. Do you have 15 minutes next week?
And stop. First off, I really like your tonality. You sound very calm and cool and relaxed. So when we call, we're interrupting someone's day. So
Hmm.
what I like to do in a polite way is to ask someone if I can have some time. So what I might say is, hi, this is Josh. I was hoping you could help me out for a moment.
Hi, is this Josh?
Yeah, this is Josh.
Hey Josh, this is Tegan calling from Proofpoint. I was hoping you could help me out for a moment.
Perfect.
Okay.
So,
That
so
feels different.
when generally speaking, people are open to helping. You'll probably hear something like, okay, what's this about? Generally speaking, because we are asking for help because we don't know if the person so nothing that we're going to do here is any sales tricks. I'm
Hmm.
very big on selling with integrity and things that feel good on the soul. And so I like
Hmm.
to, in a polite way, say, basically, can I steal a second? Then they're going
Right.
to say, sure, what's this about? And then we're going to say this. Um, I'm not sure if this is something you'd be interested in. Now, why am I starting with that?
Um, my thinking is that it's more disarming. You're not assuming that they need what you're offering. And I think that's really the first step for a lot of people. They're assuming this no name or this no name is assuming that I need whatever they're going to talk about for the next 2 minutes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh, this is Tegan calling from Proofpoint. Thanks for taking my call. I'm just giving you a ring. I'm not sure if this is something you'd be interested in, but we're hosting a session for information security folks on 5 email threats that are currently affecting organizations. Given your role, I thought you might be interested. Is that something you'd be open to learning about?
It's great, Tegan. It's really good.
Okay,
How does
I
it
have to
feel though?
get comfortable with that.
How does it feel
It
though? How did it feel?
physically, like I can feel an energy shift in me
Meaning,
because it meaning the tightness in the chest or sort of just feeling like I don't know, just like that kind of small feeling. It doesn't, you know, they can take it or leave it. I know that this will benefit, or I think that I might be able to get them interested in this, but it's not my job to determine whether they are going to be interested or not. Sort of like just throwing it to the wind.
that's the attitude, right? Because people only will do things for their reasons and on their timeline, not yours. And that's where we get
Hmm.
into trouble as salespeople is we think we can actually persuade or motivate. Our job is to just find people that are already motivated.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, what you just did is you took a
Hmm.
first step. Now let's do one more.
Okay.
That wasn't so bad, right? It was okay.
Mm-mm.
Nothing, that
It was
wasn't,
fine, actually.
your fingers are,
My
let me see your hands. Are they bleeding? Let me see. If the cactus get, no, you're good.
no,
Okay. All right.
they're a
That's
little clammy.
a little clear. Okay.
Not sure if this is something you'd be interested in, but we're hosting a webinar for information security folks on 5 email threats that are currently affecting organizations. And given your role, I thought you might be interested. Is that something you might be open to learning about? It felt more open, like it felt like I was creating space for myself. I think that I still need to exercise my like trust muscle and trust that they're not feeling because I think that I'm putting a lot of emotions and putting a lot of projecting what they might be feeling when it's not my job to decide how they're feeling about my call. I just need to say that bit and see if they're interested in learning.